To formally commence the program, I now invite Dr. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Mahatma Gandhi University, Kottayam, to deliver the welcome address.
Good morning, one and all. We live in India, the land of multiculturalism, multilingual, and a federal country. We Indians have always engaged in science, contributing duly to the understanding of natural world and molding science and technology for the betterment of the society and for social well-being. This is depicted in the Charaka Samhita and also in the Jantar Mandir. With this spirit, universities was being established in India, and almost all of us will remember the initiatives of J.M. Tata and the region queen of Mysore in establishing the IISc in 1909. What more to say, our Constitution of India contains Article 51A, which talks about scientific temper. I quote, "It shall be the duty of every citizen of India to develop scientific temper as a foundational aspect of society." Today, all of us are gathered here in Mahatma Gandhi University for the prestigious P.K. Iyengar Memorial Lecture, organized as a prelude to the 37th Kerala Science Congress. As a part of our contribution to science, technology and development, I, on behalf of everyone present here, heartily welcome the chair of the session, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Prof. T Aravindakumar sir, who epitomized the unfailing spirit to impart the light of scientific knowledge to each one of us. Welcome, sir. It's a great pleasure to welcome Professor P Sudheer sir, Executive Vice President, KSCSTE, and the President of the 37th Kerala Congress. On behalf of all of us present here, please extend a warm welcome to Professor P Sudheer sir. This dais is a big opportunity for me to welcome our chief guest, Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair sir, Director of VSSC Thiruvananthapuram. It's indeed an honor to have such a distinguished figure, and having his very presence is motivational and inspiration for all of us. Welcome, sir, to the platform. I, on behalf of MG University, welcome Dr. Benita Thomas, whom I share nearly 20-25 years of friendship, for your kind support, suggestions and guidance given to us throughout. Ma'am, welcome. I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all the esteemed faculties, research scholars, students who are constantly extending their support to MG University. And welcome. Dr. Shailasa, a special welcome to you for taking all the pains to arrange this particular function. So let us all work together to create a welcoming and inclusive environment for scientific temper where all voices are heard and respected. So let us begin this journey of learning and discovery together. Thank you all for being here. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. It is now my honor to invite Professor T Aravindakumar, Vice Chancellor, Mahatma Gandhi University, to deliver the presidential address.
Hello, namaskaram. Very good morning to all. Our esteemed chief guest, Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director, VSSC, esteemed Executive Vice President of VSSC, Prof. P Sudheer, Prof. Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Registrar, Dr. Vinita Thomas, other colleagues from the University, students from outside and in the University, Dr. Silas, Dr. Arun, and ladies and gentlemen. I'm really happy to be here in the morning, be part of this program. Well, Mahatma Gandhi University is now completing 40 years of its existence. We are now in the 41st year. In fact, we are the beneficiary of such interactive program. We have been conducting so many programs, and we were very fortunate to get very legendary figures in the campus, including Nobel laureates. So I am extremely happy, and I formally once again welcome the chief guest, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair. He is a brilliant space scientist of this country, and he is from Kottayam. He is very near to hardly some 10 kilometers away in his hometown. And also Professor Sudheer. In fact, I thank Professor Sudheer and the organizers of the Indian Science Kerala Science Congress to select Mahatma Gandhi University for this lecture. Professor Sudheer is a well-known scientist, environment scientist and engineer, and who is figured as one of the most productive scientists of this country, and figured as top 2% scientist having high citation in the world. So once again, I welcome all of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. To shed light on life and remarkable work of P Iyengar, and to introduce the esteemed speaker for today's memorial lecture, I now invite Professor P Sudheer, Executive Vice President, KSCST, and President, 37th Kerala Science Congress.
Professor C T Aravindakumar, President of the Function and Honorable Vice Chancellor of Mahatma Gandhi University. Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair, Distinguished Speaker, Director of Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre, Thiruvananthapuram. Professor Bismi Gopalakrishnan. ഇവിടെ കറക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റത്തില്ല.
VSSC institutions, faculty members from the university, students, friends, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning to all of you. Well, Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, as you have seen the video earlier, we organizes the Kerala Science Congress every year. It's an annual event in the line of Indian Science Congress. And this year's edition is the 37th edition, which is going to be held during the February 7 to 10 at Kerala Agriculture University, Trichy. So as part of this, various events are planned. One of the programs associated with the Kerala Science Congress is the Memorial Lectures. Primarily, Memorial Lectures are to honor eminent scientists who are born in Kerala, and to recognize their contribution to the science and technology. So we have 9 memorial lectures in the series. One is added very recently after Dr. M.S. Khan, who was the first Executive Vice President of the Council. water reactors and indigenous production of nuclear fuel, contributing to India's self-reliance in nuclear energy. As a key figure in India's first nuclear test, Smiling Buddha, conducted in 1974 at Pokhran, Iyengar's technical expertise and leadership were critical to the success of this landmark event, which established India as a nuclear-capable nation. His work in reactor physics and material science not only advanced India's strategic capabilities but also bolstered its peaceful nuclear energy program. Iyengar served as the chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission of India and was a staunch advocate for the use of science and technology in national development. He emphasized the importance of self-reliance in nuclear technology and actively promoted research to further India's capabilities in this field. Throughout his career, he received numerous accolades, including the prestigious Padma Bhushan, in recognition of his contributions to science and technology. His legacy continues to inspire generations of scientists and remain a cornerstone of India's advancements in nuclear energy and defense. I would also like to introduce today's speaker, who will be delivering the PK Iyengar Memorial Lecture today. I guess Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair doesn't require an introduction to all of you. He is an accomplished aerospace scientist and the current director of the Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre in Thiruvananthapuram, which is a key organization under the Indian Space Research Organization. With a career spanning decades, Dr. Nair has been instrumental in advancing India's space technology and has contributed significantly to major space programs. He holds expertise in launch vehicle development and has played a critical role in design, development and execution of several key projects, including India's ambitious human spaceflight program, Gaganyaan. His leadership at VSSC focuses on driving innovation, fostering research, and strengthening India's space capabilities to achieve new milestones. Dr. Nair's dedication to India's space sector is reflected in his numerous contributions, including his tenure as the director of the Human Space Flight Center before taking charge of VSSC. At HSFC, he laid the groundwork for India's human space exploration initiatives. Known for his visionary leadership and technical acumen, Dr. Nair has received widespread recognition for his work, earning accolades for his role in shaping India's future in space exploration. His commitment to nurturing young talent and promoting indigenous technology development underscores his efforts to position India as a global leader in the space domain. I request Dr. Unnikrishnan to deliver the lecture. Thank you.
Hello. Connected. Okay. Very good morning, backbenchers. Can you hear? Okay. Professor Aravindakumar, Vice Chancellor, Professor Sudheer, Professor Bismi Gopalakrishnan, Dr. Binuja, all faculty, students, and staff. First, let me thank you for this opportunity to come to one of the best universities in India and spend some time with you, share some of the thoughts about space program. I hope you are aware what is happening thanks to the coverage by media, but still something which are not available in media maybe we will share. Mostly for the students who are doing research in whether it is science or art or space, all are linked. Because many of our chairpersons were with a science background. You take Professor right from Sarabhai or Dr. Kasturirangan or UR Rao, they are all having science, not engineering or other background. So all these are interrelated, so you will be able to appreciate. And I am more happy that this lecture is in memory of Dr. P. Iyengar, one of the doyens of Indian nuclear space program, a visionary. And you know that there is a parallel between our nuclear program and space program. Dr. Sarabhai and Dr. Baba, both of them were taking care of the nuclear and space program together when it all started. And many of our former colleagues like Madhavan Nair, they all got trained at Baba Atomic Research and Training Center. Of course, these were together. So my salutations to a great scientist. There are many such eminent personalities. There is an instrument called Fishardi sonde in space which we use for measuring the velocity of wind at different altitudes, which is a very vital parameter for a rocket. Rocket should know what is the type of wind. And rocket will be told this is the wind it is going to face. It is because rocket is in an open loop control during the atmospheric phase. That means it assumes that the wind is acting like this. And a rocket, you know, it's a very tall, like a 20-story building height, massive one, accelerating very slowly through the atmosphere. So it doesn't, if it is acted upon by wind during the initial phase, when its velocity is less, it can tilt to one side. And if it is tilting more than 2 degrees, that is what it is reason. If it is tilting more than 2 degrees, the air can easily break it. The aerodynamic load can break it. So the air, the profile is measured by an instrument called Fishardi sonde. Again, Dr. Fishardi was an Indian eminent scientist from Kerala, and he started the first remote sensing in Kerala. That was for the Kativicha or coconut wilt disease. At that time, satellite was not there, so he used an aircraft, and with a camera, he overflew over Kerala and then took photographs. And even today, flying over affected areas with camera and taking photographs is used as a first-hand information and more resolution information for remote sensing. Now ISRO has NRSC, National Remote Sensing Agency. They have few aircraft. They use it for remote sensing using aircraft to supplement remote sensing data from satellite. Okay, so with the following our views to a great scientist, let us start or talk about the space program. So what this slide shows the achievements by ISRO till now. We had 228 missions, and you can see these are the vehicles currently in service. VSSC has already completed 60 launches. We recently celebrated the 60th launch. GSLV 16, and we are soon going to have another launch on the 29th of this month. When it is going to take NES-02, that is the Navy is the Indian version of GPS. It is going to take one of the replacement satellites for Navy. And Aviator is the most powerful vehicle. This vehicle we are going to convert for human race for manned space flight. And necessarily the need of the hour. Now you know there is a requirement for small satellite. Everything is getting here. Many countries are becoming space service. And even here itself, many private agencies, they want to launch their own satellite. So we have made all solid propulsion launch vehicles for small satellite launch vehicles, only for satellite. and that is already development is completed, and there is a huge demand for such vehicles. Soil propulsion advantage is you can cast the motors and keep it ready anytime, make it and after. Unlike a liquid or cryo, it takes months production. So if you get a order, you can launch it in a few days. And there are many satellites, 129 satellites, and we are going to have the 100th launch from Sriharikota. That is, this VSSC that is scheduled is the 100th launch from Sriharikota. And with the new ecosystem in space, there are non-governmental entities, more than 200 startups are there, so it's more an opportunity for you. If you are really an entrepreneur, enterprising, you can come and start your own startups. And two NGs have launched from Sriharikota. One is Skyroot and the other Agni. We have launched for 34 countries, satellites including US, Russia. Satellites we have launched. 18 student satellites. So there is another opportunity. If you have a really brilliant idea, make a satellite, come, we will launch it. And launching satellite is one part. But then bringing it back, that is, the launch pad is adding velocity to the satellite. So to keep a satellite in orbit, you need to give it a very high velocity. Like if it is at 400 kilometer potential energy plus kinetic energy like 8 kilometers per second, 8,000 meters per second. If you are imparting that much velocity, then only a satellite is staying on. So it's a huge energy satellite has got. And when you want to bring it back, you need to very systematically build the energy and make it soft landing. So the re-entry and recovery is a demanding technology. Unless you have that technology, you cannot even think of sending humans to space because you need to bring them back. And it is not that launch vehicle, we are also working on how the air can be used for propulsion. In a rocket, we carry both oxidizer and propellant and mixing. But in the LPG gas turbine, you have only fuel and air you take from atmosphere. So like that, during the atmospheric phase, can take air from atmosphere and only carry fuel. That is called as air breathing propulsion. And you can see that on the left side, we have done many experiments using sounding rocket. Sounding rocket is low-cost test platform. All solid motor, it goes to say 160 kilometers and it achieves supersonic and hypersonic conditions. So we use this as a low-cost platform for testing many of the electronics. And similarly, the same platform, you can see implantable aerodynamic display. A rocket has got a limited envelope. You cannot carry huge structure to space. So what we can do is we take implantable structure. After reaching space, implant it and then release it. So we do that experiment. Then we use an implantable for reducing the velocity of the rocket. So that also is successfully carried out. And the reusable wing the launch vehicle. That is something like a space shuttle. You go to space, do experiments, and come back, land on the runway. That is a reusable launch vehicle. We have done a number of landing experiments and hypersonic flight. But maybe in another 1.5 years time, we will be taking it to space, bringing it back and land. And then there are other missions like the Gaganyaan crew capsule, where the crew is residing, and also we did a mission, we took it to 125 kilometers, ready to come back and splash down 1,600 kilometers from Sriharikota. Unless you do experiments and get data, you cannot evaluate its performance. And one beautiful concept what is shown here is PSLV orbital experiment module. Usually the rocket carries the satellite. Rocket is a multi-stage vehicle. After first stage, this performance is over. It's just static because we don't carry the red mass. So the upper stage has become more efficient. So once the second stage has finished, it falls into sea. Finally, the last stage, which carries the rocket to the orbit, also goes to orbit because it is only carrying it. And once the satellite is separated, the final stage is a debris. So usually, so many millions of debris are there in the space. So what we have done is we thought we will convert that in the orbiting platform. So we added some solar panel and added a few thrusters to control its attitude. And now we after the satellite is separated, we have so many payloads in that poem, and we use it, we lower the attitude, bring it to say something like clearer, longer, and do experiment for use. So the last mission, which we did in December 2024, there were 24 such missions. 14 missions from various departments of space, and 10 missions from non-governmental agencies, including, you probably would have read, the sprouting of cowpeas in space, and many other such missions. So then, reusable launch vehicles we have done landing experiment, and what is shown is a pad about this. That is, in Gaganyaan, it is important that the crew is rescued in case something goes wrong with the vehicle. So in a abort system, it will take the crew away from the vehicle. And space docking we have successfully done. Docking in space is a very key thing. So that also we have actually, if you see the fleet of vehicles, the first one, sounding rockets, still we have, because many students, even we had a launch yesterday, more than 3,000 students were there with us. So we wanted to show it as a part of outreach. Many public are interested in seeing how a rocket goes. So every month we have a launch. So if those who are interested, you can come. Only you need to only take a online, you can apply and then get a permission. And this SLV, which was Abdul Kalam was the project director. ASLV is again only for these two vehicles are not there. These are all the learning grounds for us to go to PSLV. PSLV, GSLV, LVM3, SSLV, and beyond that what you see is the LVM3 converted into Gaganyaan configuration called as human rated LVM3. That is where the Gaganyaan is going to happen. And only we have got approval for the next generation launch vehicle, which is a monstrous launch vehicle compared with this. It can take 30 tons, 200 kilometers, whereas LVM3 can take only 10 tons. So that is our future vehicle that will be used for going to moon or even for going, having our own space station around the moon, and so that's our own. And other activities, as I was telling, you can see the vehicles. There are vehicles for launching systems. We had a Lagrange Aditya L1 launch. All of you are aware. We have several science missions. One of them was going to the Lagrange. Aditya L1, maybe all science students you know what is Lagrange point. Even the James Hubble Space Telescope, as such telescope which is observed in the universe, they are all at Lagrange point, far away from us, something like 15 lakh kilometers. And from there, you can observe space or even sun if you want to observe sun without any obstruction. You can see the space or sun. But the advantage is you can see that yellow is the sun and the blue, which is on the surface, is the earth. So between sun and earth, both are pulling each other. So there is intermediate, considering the earth, there is a point where the gravity is equalized, or the pull is equalized, or the gravity effect is, the differential gravity is minimum. And then that point, to stay there, you need to give away a small velocity or a centrifugal point. Or Lagrangian points are energy efficient points where you can keep a satellite. So the disturbance is less. So you don't have, usually a satellite light is decided by propellant, which is used for correcting the disturbance. If you can go to a low energy position, disturbance will be low and you can optimize your fuel. Same time, you are having a better view. So that is what Lagrange, Aditya L1 mission, we have put the satellite at point L1. If it is at L2, there are 5 points for a two-body problem. There is L3, L4 and 5. All depends what you want to observe and from where you want to observe. So I thought I will introduce one concept is L1. Second is a misnomer which we all call as zero gravity. In space, people have a feeling, even students, even grown up, even scientists say that is zero gravity. There is nothing like a zero gravity. What we really intended by that is it is a zero wave situation. Gravity is still acting. If you drop a ball is acted by gravity and it is accelerating, it is falling under gravity. So that is what is shown in that figure. Weight is reaction on your body. When I stand here, the foundation is putting a reaction on me. That reaction is weight. If I just remove that foundation, I just start falling down. So there is no reaction on me, I am under free fall. So freely falling under gravity in a state of weightlessness. I don't have weight. but I am falling under gravity. So if a satellite is also like that, that is how it is shown, that is called as a Newton's cannon. Cannon killing. So you have a tower and you horizontally launch a body. You throw something horizontally. The velocity is given horizontally. You know that when you fall, then take a trajectory and fall. But if you keep on increasing, that the impact point is increasing. And keep on increasing at some particular velocity, it will go all the way around the Earth and come back. So that is the velocity needed at that point to keep the satellite in orbit. And as you know, once you throw, a stone is in a state of free fall. So like that, a satellite which is orbiting the Earth is in a perpetual state of free fall, but the speed is so high, by the time it comes back, the drop in altitude is not much, so it stays there. And if you increase the velocity, it will go to an elliptical orbit, and if you further increase, it goes to a hyperbola. So that is how we escape Earth. If you want to go to Moon, you need to take a hyperbola. If you want to go to Mars, you have to escape the gravitational field. And then this weightlessness is an important parameter to be simulated. If you want to go to space, you are selected as an astronaut candidate, then you have to be subjected to weightlessness. So you cannot be dropped from a height. So how we can simulate gravity on Earth? We can drop. A free body can be dropped, but then when you drop, it accelerates. It's a velocity. Velocity is increasing like half gt square. And when velocity is there is a drag. So it is not in a state of zero gravity. It's a drag is acting. So that is why they make a big long tower, evacuate it and drop it. Let's say if it is a 400 meters, you get hardly 3 or 4 seconds. So that is one way, but you get only seconds. Another way is to use a aircraft. You can see the aircraft in here. You can remove all the seats and pad the interior with the soft foam, and the aircraft will fly like this, where always you can adjust the engine in such a way that no force is acting on the aircraft. Everything is balanced, weight is balanced, drag is balanced. So it is like a throttle. You will just go up and then come back. During that, it is in a state of weightlessness, like you are throwing a stone up, it is going up and coming back. So the stone is continuously in a state of weightlessness. It is going up because you are given a velocity which is being continuously killed by the gravity, and at the peak, particular velocity is zero, then it starts falling. So that is how we simulate an aircraft. You get 20 or 25 seconds, but you can make multiple loops. This is how astronauts are getting trained. This is precisely our astronauts also. They have undergone training, and during that process of weightlessness, you can do how to don a flight suit or how to drink water. And then they know when the zero weightlessness is going to be over. By that time, they want to take the position to feel the gravity. So that is about gravity. And then, as I was telling, we know we have been launching our satellites. We have been managing satellites in orbit. But unless you bring it back and then precisely make it land at the required position, you cannot. You cannot say that you have the end-to-end capability. So this experiment was in 2007, and I was very fortunate right from the concept to the launch and recovery. I was associated with this, where a 500 kilogram satellite called a space capsule recovery experiment, you have to design it for re-entry. A conventional satellite cannot take all the re-entry loads and thermal loads. So this was launched in 2007. And it was in space for 12 days. It did many experiments. It has come back and beautifully 140 kilometers away from Chennai. It was splashed down with the parachute. And you can see the red one is a flotation system. And it was located. And it was an experiment which has demonstrated many things like that India can do. Bring back a satellite. It was a stepping stone for manned mission. The first time we did microgravity experiment on the sample return from space. So this initially the scientists thought we will never be able to come back, because if you translate the energy, potential energy and kinetic energy of a satellite, and you assume material properties, you will see that all the temperature of the particular material can go beyond 3000 degrees centigrade. None of the material can withstand that temperature. No thermal protection can withstand 3000 4000 because it will start either losing characteristics or sublimate or it will evaporate. But then the aerodynamics, they came with a solution. They said you can make a large radius capsule, or usually reentry capsules are with a very large radius. There are such vehicles, launch vehicles that goes into space or even aircraft. They have a very sharp foreign to reduce the drag. Whereas while coming back, you have to increase the drag and then kill the error. 99% of the entire energy is killed by aeroplane from 100 kilometers to say 7 kilometers. By that time, the capsule has reached its terminal velocity, like a rainwater drop. It has drag is equal to 8. Then further, you reduce from 200 meters per second to touchdown by using parachutes. So here what they are done is, if you have a large radius, when the body re-enters, those who work in aerodynamics, I don't know, nobody is working in that area, maybe here. But then it develops something called a shock wave. The shock wave is a front end through which the properties of the medium change. That is, when you see the diameter of the radius of the capsule is large, the standoff distance of the shock wave from the capsule is proportional to the radius. So if you have a larger radius, the shock wave will be at a greater distance. So thereby, the energy is used for heating the air between the shock wave and the body. And the heat energy that is transferred to the body is reduced. That is why a re-entry body usually for a few minutes, the entire air around the body will be converted into plasma, and that is why during that time there is no communication possible through the plasma. So that is how that it's not possible to come back that the hypothesis was broken by properly designing the capsule and thereby diverting the energy to the air around the medium rather than to the capsule. But still, the capsule will have a considerable amount of energy that can be protected by thermal protection. You can see that black one is silica tile. It is made from conventional sand by reducing its density. Now, okay, this slide just shows the minuscule Earth with respect to the very vast universe where we are in. Even the observable universe is just 93 billion light years. It's not just, it's so huge. And beyond that, scientists say it is close to us. Even if you travel at the speed of light, you will never reach that area. And we have not understood the extent of the universe. And if you look at the universe, solar system itself is so vast. And we are still in Earth, and the humans have gone only up to Moon. It is just 4 lakh kilometers. So that's the distance we have traveled because of the limitations in technology. We don't have a propulsion which can take us fast through the universe to reach distant locations. Even there are more than 5,000 exoplanets are there. Probably there could be conditions maybe better than that on Earth. But it is not possible for us to reach because they are all light years away. And within our lifetime, with our present technology, we cannot reach that. But then we are still, with our always have the technology, we are in a free to develop new technology. That is how the Voyager 1 and 2 developed by the NASA just crossed the solar system and it is still moving and it is still giving data. And it is now moving at something like 17-18 kilometers per second, and still we are getting data. But it took 50 years for us to cross that. And even now, if you look at in terms of light years, it is only 0.001 light year away. So that is the type of technology and the propulsion system we have. Even after so many years, just only a minuscule part of the Earth. Probably I am sure many people who have worked behind the Voyager may not be there by this time. So it's a lifetime and the available technology. And there is a limitation if you want to step out and go. But then naturally, you see the resources are huge in all these planets or in meteorites or the entire universe. And we face acute shortage of resources on Earth, like fossil fuel or coal or whatever it is. And you see also the population growth. So it becomes inevitable for us to get resources or even populate other planets or go beyond. It's a natural outcome. That is why with so much of cost and risk, people undertake manned spaceflight. Even that Voyager is carrying a disk where they have containing so many things, natural sound, musical selection, human voices, so many things they are carrying, hoping that they would meet some people who can understand and can receive that gift from humanity, still carrying and going beyond the solar system. So till now, if you look at the first manned mission was in 1961, all of you know, you will get it. But till now, 391 missions were, and you can also see the accidents. Manned space flight is not like a aircraft flight; it has an inherent risk. These severe accidents, people have lost their lives, and you can see Russia, USA, China. These are the three countries right now have the capability, and there are two space stations. One is owned by China, the other one by USSR and Russia. So the space station is a place where you can do continuous research, and also you can see the launch from 1960 to 2020. That blue dots between 1980 to 2000, mostly this by space shuttle. There were 135 flights, and each space flight could carry 7 people. And that was mainly used for constructing the International Space Station. And after the 2 accidents, the space shuttle has become, it's not there, it is discontinued by the US. Now, mostly the capsules type of vehicles are used. And also you can see from 2000 onwards, non-governmental entities like private firms started sending humans. 2020, like SpaceX, New Shepard, they all started in US and other places. They have come into the area and they start, and you can see the number also is increasing. Now the SpaceX, they have launched multiple times humans, and that is the only vehicle for the US to carry across space and come back. They don't have any government-sponsored vehicle for taking across space. Then there was a myth or a feeling that astronauts who go to space, they are all subject to radiation, they may die out of cancer and other things. But then you look at astronauts and cosmonauts. Cosmonauts are all the astronauts in Russia, they call them cosmonauts. And astronauts for the USA, they call astronauts. Because, even if the astronauts, the Russians will call it by a different name. And the Russians have, the Americans have countdown, and the Russians, they don't have countdown. So that type of difference is there. But then the statistics show that usually the astronauts, they either die out of accidents or natural death. There is no reason to believe that radiation or even the statistics or data families show that they are all like their death. Finally, they die like natural death or like any other poison. So there is no evidence to link it to spaceflight. So I have a request those who want to go, please go out so that we will have a small audience. I think you are taking out, going out and coming back is disturbing. So we give 1 minute. Those who want to go, they can go. So some people don't like it. Lecture. Okay. Well, it is disturbance to me also. So they giving a message that your talk is so useless for any. And they say, even if they don't get a call, they will keep the mobile onto the ears and go. Okay, then there are many countries, we call our 75 countries, they have their space program. And nearly a dozen countries or more, 15 countries, they have their own launch capability like India. Other countries, they make satellites. Recently, Pakistan, they have launched their satellites using China's launch vehicle. And India, you can see that India, with the lunar soft landing capability, India has become with limited countries like China, Russia, USA, and India. These are the countries having human spaceflight capabilities, soft landing capability, also their own satellite making and launch capability. And then these very exciting programs are there, thanks to mostly by private agencies like Blue Origin or SpaceX, and they are bringing very innovative and disruptive technologies into space, like the Starlink. Starlink is a orbit 400 kilometers or 600 within that range. They have thousands of satellites and they use it for low latency internet. So that is internet connection is with very less millisecond time delay. And you can see the word is there, the Starship which is being developed by SpaceX, they have a plan for intercontinental transport of humans, that is from America to anywhere within half an hour. And they are also developing this vehicle to take humans to Mars, colonize and stay there for us. So it's not a fiction, these are all going to happen maybe in another 10 years timeline. So that is the type of massive vehicle private companies are investing. Even recently, the Blue Origin, they are also developing huge vehicle for such missions. And then this is what I was feeling the SpaceX Starship. Recently there was a launch. And what they do after launch, usually the spent stage is falling in the sea, but they spent stage, they use the propulsion there and then bring it back and very softly land on a bar and then refurbish and reuse. And thereby the cost of SpaceX has come down drastically. In fact, they are the cheapest of the launch cost world over. And that is how the total business is going to SpaceX thanks to the such disruptive technology they brought. They are using and they are making only single engine and they are clustering at different places. Many things they have brought and India things under one roof so that transportation is there. So with a multitude of different approaches, they have made their launch cost very least, and it is really a threat for many countries including Russia. So many places they ask what is the area of an astronaut. So this is the extreme. In Virgin Galaxy, that is a flight to edge of atmosphere 100 kilometers, an 18-year-old girl has already flown in 2023. And in Blue Origin, again another private firm, where again you have to 100 kilometers, US and 90 years. So if you are in between, you can fly. So there is a very wide gap as far as age is concerned. And this was the first manned mission by SpaceX, and that has happened at the peak of COVID. That is why I have put this slide. 2020, the entire world was sort of suffering out of COVID, but then they have been working and they sent these two persons to space very successfully, and that has changed the scenario now. Beyond that, so many crewed missions SpaceX has taken up, and they have become a very reliable service provider for taking crew. And in one of our astronauts, we have selected 4 astronaut candidates from pilot, and 2 of them are right now in the US and they are undergoing training. One of them will fly in the SpaceX flight to International Space Station, spend 2 weeks there and come back. So that also is going on maybe May or June this year. So there are, when you take humans to space, there are many related issues. You know, like a machine, like health related issue. When you are in a state of weightlessness for over a period of time, your muscle is born, all these become loose because our systems are very intelligent. On ground, you are pulled by gravity, so your muscles will be stronger. And your immune system, your sleep, here you have 24 hours, but in space, one day and night will come in 1.5 hours. So your rhythm will be disturbed. There are technical issues like here we are inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide. We will give a clap. Next. Okay, now psychological issues. There are issues because you are going away from your dear ones, near ones to space, and then you have a feeling that these are the key business. And there are other issues like space debris, solar debris can come and heat and damage, solar flare can induce a release. So there are many challenges we need to address, and it will have zero gravity, will have an effect on your neuro system. See, our body is 60% fluid pulled down by gravity. When the gravity or the weightlessness is there, not there, fluid will come up, your height will go up, your face will become puffy, you will lose more water because the kidney has detected more water and then you feel like urinating. So there are nasal congestion and the eyesight will be different because the pressure acting on the retina is different. So lot of things will happen. That is why all of us cannot become astronauts, but then you can be trained to go to space. That is why the selection and training, you will be undergoing a number of medical tests, and your psychological aspect will be tested, and there will be training for you. You will be taken where for weightlessness, you will be rotated in a simple for high acceleration, and you will be taught how to don and off spacesuit. And then, since you are going to space, and there are no other electrician or plumber or doctor, you will be trained to take care of the minimum repair of such facilities. So this is a training program which will last for about 2 years. And our astronauts, they have already undergone a 1-year training in Russia, and the remaining training they are undergoing at an astronaut training center which we have established at Bangalore. And this human-centric as well as technical developments are going parallelly, and they will meet at launch pad. So this is the Gaganyaan vehicle configuration. You can see the left side is the vehicle, and that spiky thing is through a scale system, and the yellow one is the capsule where crew will be residing. To get a feel that there is a photograph of the capsule and a person is there, so you can feel that is the size, and they will be there. Since the space is not much, this is basically a ferry. You take it to space and bring them back. So naturally such bodies always you optimize for volume to reduce its mass and the size of the parachute and so on. And also you can see with respect to a crew, person is standing there near the crew escape system. So it's a very tall system, something like 20 meters. So the mission is like any other satellite mission. You go up and you can see once it is injected, deploy the solar panel, and then do all experiments. And after that, the service module has got propulsion. You can deorbit, you will come back, and then service module gets rated. It makes the re-entry, and all energy will be killed by aerodynamics, and parachute will be deployed and splash down in sea. So Russians and Chinese, they have come and land on land. We have vast landmass, uninhabited landmass. But we don't have such landmass. We need something like 25-kilometer radius. Such uninhabited land is not available in India. So such countries like US, they go to sea and land. But then the logistics is a little bit tricky in sea. You need to look at the state of sea, and then you need a ship and other things. But then that is one way. And then a vehicle, a launch vehicle will be converted into human vehicle. Like an automobile, how it is made more and more robust and safe. You need to look at the vulnerabilities and strength. Like usually, one example, a typical launch vehicle has got a dual redundant avionics system. That is, even if one chain fails, it switches over to second chain. That is how our launch vehicles are flying. But automobiles, there is no redundancy because you are on ground. Anything happens, you can fall somebody. But in a space flight, for a manned mission, we have 4 chains. Even if one chain fails, we continue the mission. If the second chain fails, then you abort. If the 2 chains you abort, so even under abort, even one more chain fails, still you can come back under. So this approach, we need to look at the propulsion system, all the avionics system, software. You need an intelligent array of sensors with an integrated software which will look at the parameters and then take the decision whether to abort or continue. That taking decision is again with a computer, which is again in a triple mode configuration. So when you make a vehicle for humans, it becomes more and more complicated. At the same time, you cannot make it less reliable. So it's a paradoxical situation there. So last year, beginning February, our Honorable Prime Minister was in Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre, and that was the time when he declared to the world, these are our 4 astronauts. Till that time, it was not published, and these are one of them. That left is Vikram Nair, he is a Malayali, and all 2 are from North, and the second person is from Tamil Nadu. So it's a mix of all combination, and first and second, they are right now in US. And there was a huge exhibition which the Prime Minister nearly spent 1 hour on the technologies developed for Gaganyaan, including you can see the Iyengar node. We also give importance to robotics, because humans and robots, they should work together when we step out and go to other planets. So there are other aspects, I don't know, they may not be interesting, but still, when you design a crew ship, the human body can take maximum abuse of acceleration normally to the chest. That is why the astronaut seats are like this, where acceleration or deceleration will always be normal. Second is you take a position like the fetus inside womb. That is the most convenient position to resist all abuses. So that is why the nature has put such a human, the body inside, taking such a shaky one under shock or other condition, which is protected. So that is why the way astronauts are sitting, they also go to that position, and the crew seat, the shape of the seat is in such a way that the seat supports maximum of your body. When you are sitting on a chair, on a cushion, the cushion will take the shape of your body. Thereby, the body mass is distributed over large area, and the mass divided by large area, the pressure on your body is less. That we call as comfort. That is why you get comfort when you sit on a cushion or a bed. Body is supported. That will not get on a wooden plank. The area is less. Here, what they do, the Russians what they do is they will call each individual astronaut, and they will be asked to lie down on a plaster of Paris mold, and the body shape is taken, and that shape is used for making the crew seat, so that the maximum body area is supported. The same philosophy is used in a totally liberal. So Tuni is taking the shape of the body, and that is why that kid is getting so much of comfort, and he is happy. So a lot of engineering goes into it. Even some sees the principle how a cat is falling from a height. Usually when you jump from a height, naturally we touch our toe. We do not touch we cannot touch that part. That will give a shock. And a cat is so intelligent, it will never land with all the four legs together. It will only put either fin or foreleg first, followed by the second. Thereby, it is distributing the peak deceleration into two small peaks. So this philosophy, like a biologically inspired design, we can also use on a sea. When it is impacting, we can make the first leg to touch, second leg to touch with a delay. Thereby, the deceleration level can be reduced. And another aspect is usually a launch vehicle reliability is something like 1 in or 0.96 or 0.97. Like PSLV, we had a 62 missions and 2 failures. If you just translate, it is like 0.9, 0.96. So that is the type of reliability you get. In a typical commercial aircraft, 1 in 11 minute flight is a typical major accident. It means reliability is very, very high. Because an aircraft is flying through a fixed corridor with a fixed velocity, whereas a rocket is going through from zero velocity to hypersonic condition and across the atmosphere, and the technology, the number of components, all these things are high. So a launch vehicle, you cannot make it high level. What you can do is you can introduce an escape system, which can be a higher level system. That is what is called as the escape system, which is at the tip of the rocket. That will take that you can always design with a higher level, so that we are not worried about the mission success. We are only worried about the safety of the crew. So that is the philosophy followed. So that into it, from takeoff to injection, if anything goes wrong with the rocket, there is a provision to take the crew capsule out, then make it fly through the atmosphere, and then take it to a safe place, and then deploy the pad. So that is why during the ascent phase, you will have a number of recovery logistics or ships will be available in different places. Wherever there is likely to be a abort, there the resources will be available and they will be picked up. So for us, the Indian Navy, they are using all their resources at multiple places. They are doing flight to ensure that in case there is an abort, they are picked up and brought back safely. But that is why this system, that escape system, has been tested for its reliability. So testing that system, you need another small vehicle. That is what is shown here. This we have already done one test, like last year. The escape system is mounted on a small rocket. Take it to the condition you want. There you release, and you can see the system with respect to human, what is the size of the shroud as well as the capsule. And that was a successful condition test. And then another challenge is you are all breathing. So first you are all have around 200 watts of heat with you. Your body is releasing, that is why air conditioning system when the load is more becomes ineffective. You are releasing heat, you are consuming oxygen and leaving out carbon dioxide, you are sweating and other liquid and solid waste that are coming out of you. So this cycle, whatever we see in nature, has to be replicated inside a capsule. So it's a very big challenge of making an environmental control and life support system. So that is done like the oxygen you have to carry, that is we are carrying in a gas bottle. Carbon dioxide we remove with a chemical. We pass the air through lithium hydroxide canister, that is convert the carbon dioxide into we remove the carbon dioxide. And the water is removed by using charcoal or activated charcoal, and we usually use inside to keep a exceptional material. Because the charcoal will absorb the water, and then water we are carrying, and then thermal and humidity management you need an air conditioning system to take the heat from the capsule and direct it into space. So these are all, when you convert, the right side shows how it is done engineering. This is a very natural process on Earth, because the trees, they absorb the carbon dioxide and give you oxygen, but there we use lithium hydroxide and carry oxygen, and like that. And the cabin pressure also, here see some people when you climb mountains, some people feel suffocation, because the partial pressure in the atmosphere is very important for your comfort. Around 20% of oxygen is there in the atmosphere, but when you go up, the total pressure drops, so the partial pressure of oxygen also is dropping. That is why some people develop difficulty in breathing. So it is important that in our cabin, even if the pressure is dropping due to some reason, we need to ensure that the partial pressure is always maintained for the comfortable breathing. So that is done by a controller which will measure the pressure and look for the partial pressure of oxygen. Pressure can drop due to small leak or due to some other reason. But then this active controller has to ensure that you are in a comfortable zone. So that is again another challenge. And for just going to the 400 kilometers, you don't require any, you are only carrying the resources. But if you want to go far away to other planets or Mars, then you cannot carry everything from there. So you need to recycle. So there it becomes a closed ECLS system, that is water you are recycling and using. Even you have to plant plants and other things, you have to sprout plants and then see that you are making required vegetables and other things. So it becomes more complex. So there were accidents also, that is what I was saying, the key process. So this is a typical mission, 3 Russians, they have gone to space and they have come and landed softly, everything was fine. But when they opened the hatch, they found that all of them have died. The reason is there was a pressure equalization valve, the capsule is pressurized. As to come down, somewhere you have to open and ensure that the pressure inside and outside is safe. Then only you can open the door. But by mistake, this valve was opened in space itself. Because of that, the entire pressure was lost, and they have been subjected to microbes, and they have lost their lives. So it's a unfortunate incident, and there was one more issue. The location was so far away that we could not even physically do it. Everything happened in 30 seconds. So that is why it has become mandatory that during ascent and descent phases, you have to wear flight suit. If flight suit you are wearing, flight suit can support your life for about 1 hour. So by that time you come back and die. So when body is subjected to vacuum, our pressure inside is 100 atmosphere, outside is 100 atmosphere. If you remove the outside pressure, the body will bulge. And all the gases will come out and you have your body pain, your eyes will pop out. And there was an incident where a technician was unknowingly subjected to a very low pressure, and he survived it for 1 minute, but then he survived, but then that is only data available. But if you are subjected to low pressure for a 1 minute plus, then you lose your life. So that is why it becomes important that you wear the flight suit. And what is shown is a decompression chamber. This approach will be asked to wear the flight suit, and they will be put in a chamber, and the depressurization is simulated. And then their effectiveness of flight suit will be tested. In case, suppose a debris comes and hits the capsule, there is a pressure care loss, there will be a depressurization. So they have to immediately come back. That is only possible. So there are so many people who have lost their lives. That is what these fallen astronauts in Apollo 15, they have taken a plaque and an artist has made it and just deposited on moon in memory of all the people, especially the 50 people from American television who have lost their lives in that the total program leading to the moon. So this is the suit I was talking about. So this is a must. This suit it can be artificially pressurized between the suit and your body, so that will give you extend your life. And in fact, this is another incident in 1965. So much music and art, so much close to us that even if there is a restriction, they will take usually we are not allowed to carry such musical instruments, but then one of the two of them, they have smuggled a mouth organ in space and they played the jingle bells in space. So that is the first music, but you can see now it has become a common thing in space station. They all play music and do art, also many things in space. And this I was telling you can see the debris is really a mess. So we should ensure that we are making this proper debris shield. Even in Gagania also we have given that shield. What we do is when the debris is hitting at very high velocity, you give a two-wall construction. The first wall will convert the debris into multiple thousands of smaller pieces, with each one with a lower energy. Which will not have the energy to penetrate the second one. So like that different concepts we can use. And we have beyond this, there are many missions, follow-on missions. When after the Chandrayaan 3 we are going to have, so only approved that go to moon, collect sample, come back. We are all sending a Prof to Venus, and we are by the administration shown here, they have been approved. And there are, this will all lead for a human mission to moon. By the administration, first module will be ready in 2028 and 2035 construction will be all will be launched with LEM. It will be something like because this Bharatiya administration or with a long duration survivability in space and study of many experiments or even human survivability. We need a platform. So that is being developed. So we need many other technologies for that. So one of them is Rendezvous and docking. Rendezvous is to faraway bodies how it can come closer. Docking is a physical process. Similarly, birthing and EVA suit, inflatable habitat. We need so many technologies parallelly we need to develop. So this shows how birthing is just use a arm and then bring it closer. Whereas docking, two bodies autonomously, one is fixed, the other one comes and goes. So the docking is usually done. But the space station has got both options, like a long arm is there, robotic arm, can carry a satellite which is a non-cooperating satellite, can be repaired and then send it back. So both these technologies are required, but then if you want to do docking on a circular orbit, it is comparatively easier than an elliptical orbit. You know, in an elliptical orbit, velocity is continuously changing, and if you want to make two bodies, it's a one-order difficult process. So this what we have done in PSLV-C60, we know that two satellites were launched for docking mission, only for docking purpose, and this is what is done. It was brought and docking. So it has been mechanically docked, electrically docked, pneumatically docked, and then it has to preloaded to ensure that both are acting as a single piece. So it's a very important technology for our all future mission. And then in that mission we also did a what is called as a space cowfield going next. Cowfield is sadharana fire, and you can see all around. They are all a time-marked camera, and you can see the sprouting process in space. So it was designed till two leaves are come for the plant. You can see the sprouting has been successfully demonstrated. See, it is growing in space, and many people ask why cowfield. Cowfield means fire is a common thing for us, so we have selected that. It has got a higher yield, so you can see how the leaves are coming. So here again the leaves will take the carbon dioxide and unless you supplement it with more carbon dioxide, it cannot grow further. So it was only meant for till 2 days are home. Similarly, extravehicular activity, if you want to step out, you need an extravehicular activity. This is a massive one. So this photograph, I got an opportunity to wear the extravehicular activity when I was in Russia. So it's a very tough process to get into the suit. It's not a suit like a conventional structure where you can only move your hand and head. You have to enter into the, you need a lot of flexibility to enter into the suit. And then it has got its own propulsion, and then it is tethered to the parent vehicle, and you do all the activities and come back. So it's another domain. It has got some 18 layers. It has to take care of radiation, your oxygen, or so many things. So that is another important aspect. So they also, this question is asked, what about when an Indian woman is going to space? So that I want to say, it's possible. When we started the recruitment, we asked for 2 men and 2 women, but unfortunately, in our test pilot, there are no women pilots. So that is why they said, now they have started recruiting, maybe in future we will have, but then see, the energy efficiency is better for women. They have a lesser volume, they consume less energy. So for long duration, they consume less. So women have many advantages over men in as astronauts. But I hope we will have similarly issues in space. Once you are stranded in space, how you can be civilians. Okay. Civilians also can go to space, but they do not have to be aggressively trained like this. But again, we need our own policies and our. But still, you may have to go through some minimum medical checkup. But I am hopeful maybe in our follow-on missions we will have a space for civilians also. And with the more missions, the chance of getting stranded in space is also more. So that is why our space station, we go to the same orbit of International Space Station, so that in case if anything goes wrong with us, we can always get support. But otherwise, with more missions, more accidents are going to happen. So it is another concern for spacefaring nations. If they get stuck, you know the case of Sunita Williams. She was now, even now she is stuck, both of them. They will be likely to come in February. But then, when even with so much of experience and technological advance, the narrowly survived. Finally, we were not able to dock with ISS. They are almost lost in space. So we need to take care of eventualities. And with all these things, there is a possibility that the Gagosian technology can be used for space routes. If anybody is interested, you can use it to collect money and take people to say $100 whether they get a 2 minutes microgravity condition. This is available with us, but any startup interested, you can work on it. But this is available elsewhere. Multiple parties are involved, and many people are even traveling, but you are really rich to go to space. Now the seats are very costly. Okay, so that is it. I will stop here. The report from Sarabhai, that is necessary for creating one be able to see squirrels and birds. You have to be always line with the data to see that the technology is sustainable, and at the same time nature also is protected. And there are big dreams for us. So we need all of you, the younger generation, to come with bright ideas and let us together make India more proud. Thank you.
Now the floor is open for any questions or thoughts you may have.
Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful lecture. എനിക്ക് ഒരു സംശയമുള്ളത് നമ്മൾ 1967 തന്നെ 60s തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് മൂണിൽ ചെന്നു. അതിന് എന്തോ 69 ഓക്കെ. അതിനുശേഷം കുറച്ച് ഒരു മിഷൻസ് കൂടെ ഫുൾ ലാൻഡിങ്ങിലുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. പിന്നെ മാൻഡ് മിഷൻസ് ഒന്നും തന്നെ മുന്നിലേക്ക് നടത്തിയില്ല. അത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് സാറേ?
അത് അമേരിക്ക സോവിയറ്റ് യൂണിയനോടുള്ള തീവ്ര സമരത്തിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ടായിരുന്നു എല്ലാ ശാസ്ത്ര സാങ്കേതിക വികസനവും ഉണ്ടായത്. ശരിക്കും ഗവൺമെന്റ് പഠിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഗവൺമെന്റ് SLS program whereas LLS is pushing. He is spending money. Even when there is a cost, but the government so the system is changing. There are many people are interested.
Hello, sir. Yes. Thanks for the session. And then so my question is like we have for aircraft engineering technology business and you have mentioned that space is a vast area and the travel, the technology that we have, we can travel only short distances. So what is your opinion about the future technology, about fast travel, like years that we can have our
one area, people talk about quantum propulsion and nuclear propulsion. Even nuclear propulsion can be faster than air propulsion. Others say nuclear propulsion is possible, then all other things are not that. So that is a major model. If we can travel at the speed of light, still it takes minutes to reach Mars. About this thing of going beyond that. So nature has put a constraint with your technology, you only do this. And then observable universal magnetic and everything lost forever. Even when this is not light, you will never exist. This is lost to us forever. So it's something linear thinking and a book. Yes, that is it.
So thank you for your wonderful lecture. So sir, intercontinental fast travel mention ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ടല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എത്രമാത്രം ഫാസ്റ്റ് ആയിട്ട് എക്സ്പെക്ട് ചെയ്യാൻ
He has a plan. He is going to use the same vehicle for carrying humans to different parts of the world, establish reliability, and take the same vehicle for carrying humans to Mars. So he says anywhere in less than 30 minutes.
Thank you for the lecture. So during the lecture you mentioned that there are a few student satellites being launched. I've seen that there are 18 almost. So could you share some light on some of the cases of the satellites being launched so that the previous question or?
Pilot, aspire. Then there are look at scores, right? Then there will be grams, then there will be 1 kg, 1.8 kg. Imagination is left to you. You look at the very normal area, and then there will be compact satellite. See, always better to compact like this, so that the chance of getting arises more.
it's left to the management of the state. These are I would want to try out PCC use space. How is it working? IIST is not that you want to try out OBC. How is it working? You can also try. But the experiment is on the task that we are university. How is it growing in space? See, the robotic space is different because the gravity effect. Even if it is growing against gravity, nowadays it is really the planet will be very soft in the beginning itself. But then there are clients, especially scientists, that are really things more. I don't know whether it is I don't know. So the space will give you a different environment, especially we need to know how space is involved. So if you have an idea, you translate it and you the interfaces start at the direction. You will make it, you can get like maybe 0.5 is coming and then another couple of maybe interfaces.
Hello, sir. Thank you so much for such a beautiful view. Sir, suppose a student carbon dioxide space, which are you get a priority from space. I need sense, I need power for that. So you configure the satellite and what is the power word. Battery and electronics. Then you decide, you call a team, rather than project or experts, students from respective field, then it has to be tested. Now there are guidelines, this interface will guide you and how to test. If you have any problem, interface ISRO will help you. If you want to use ISRO facility, you can come and test ISRO facility. If you face any failure, ISRO scientists will help you to clear it out. So, only first contact point is in space.
Sir, latest SpaceXന്റെ ലോഞ്ചിൽ നമ്മൾ സ്പേസിനെയാണല്ലോ എത്തിച്ചതെന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അപ്പോൾ ഒരു മിഷൻ നമ്മൾ സ്പേസിനെ
നമുക്ക് രണ്ട് കാരണങ്ങളുണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ലോഞ്ച് വെഹിക്കിളിനേക്കാൾ മാസീവ് കേപ്പബിലിറ്റിയായി ഹെവിയായുള്ള സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് ലോഞ്ച് വെഹിക്കിൾ റെഡിയല്ല, സമയമെടുക്കും, നമുക്ക് ഇമ്മീഡിയറ്റ് ആയിട്ട് ലോഞ്ച് ചെയ്യണമെങ്കിൽ ഇപ്പോഴത്തെ സമയത്ത് അവരെയൊക്കെ ലോഞ്ച് ചെയ്യും, കോൺടാക്ട് ചെയ്യും. അങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ ഹെവിയായുള്ള സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് സ്പേസ് ലോഞ്ച് ചെയ്യും.
സർ, അപ്പോൾ എന്താണ് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ തന്നെ ഒരു സ്പേസ് ഒരു റോക്കറ്റ് തന്നെ മറ്റ് കൺട്രികളെ ഡിപ്പെൻഡ് ചെയ്യാതെ നമുക്ക്
Thank you, Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair.
One more. Last. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes.
അതിൻ്റെ നല്ല ഇൻഫോർമേറ്റീവ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റി ജനിപ്പിക്കുന്ന ഒരു ലെക്ചറായിരുന്നു. താങ്ക് യു. അങ്ങനെ ഉള്ളൊരു രണ്ട് ഡൗട്ട്സ് ആണ് എനിക്കുള്ളത്. ഫസ്റ്റ് തന്നെ പുതിയ ട്രംപിൻ്റെ പാർലമെൻറ്റിൽ പോകുന്നതിൽ വന്നപ്പോൾ ഇലോൺ മസ്ക് ഒരു വ്യവസായ സ്പേസിനെ ബിസിനസ്സിൽ കാര്യവും താങ്കൾ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്തിരുന്നു. അപ്പോൾ അദ്ദേഹത്തിൻ്റെ ഒരു പദ്ധതിയുടെ പ്രകാരമാണ് സ്റ്റാർലിങ്ക് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് ഒട്ടനേകം സാറ്റലൈറ്റ്സ് ഭൂമിക്ക് ചുറ്റും റിവോൾവ് ചെയ്യുന്നത്. അതിന് അനുസരിച്ച് ഇന്റർനെറ്റ് ലഭ്യമാകുന്നുണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഇന്ത്യയുടെ ഭാഗത്ത് അങ്ങനെ ഒരു പദ്ധതി സാധാരണ പൊതുജനങ്ങൾക്കും ലഭ്യമാക്കുന്ന പദ്ധതി വരുമോ ഇല്ലയോ എന്നുള്ള കാര്യം. രണ്ടാമത്തെ കാര്യം ക്യൂരിയോസിറ്റി, ഇപ്പോൾ ആദ്യമായിട്ട് സ്പുട്നിക്കും ആര്യഭട്ട അങ്ങനെയുള്ള സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് ഉൾപ്പെടെ ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് ഭൂമിക്ക് ചുറ്റും കറങ്ങുന്നുണ്ടാവുമല്ലോ. നമ്മൾ പുതിയൊരു സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് എവിടെയാണ് എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന് അറിയാതെ നമ്മുടെ ഇവിടെ പൊല്യൂഷൻ സാധ്യതയില്ല. നമുക്ക് ഒരു സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് തരുള്ളൂ. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഡാറ്റാബേസ് അവൈലബിൾ ആയിരിക്കും. അത് എങ്ങനെയായിരിക്കും റെഡി ചെയ്യുക അങ്ങനെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ.
ഓക്കെ, 10 സെന്റിമീറ്റർ സൈസ് കൂടുതലുള്ള എല്ലാ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റും ട്രാക്ക്. അതിന് നമ്മൾ പാർട്ടാണ് അതിനകത്ത് ട്രാക്ക് ചെയ്ത് ഇൻഫർമേഷൻ കൊടുക്കുന്നത്. ലോകത്തുള്ള എല്ലാ രാജ്യങ്ങളും ട്രാക്ക് ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഒരു ഡാറ്റ ഈ ഡാറ്റ ഈസ് അവൈലബിൾ ഫോർ എക്സെപ്റ്റ് ബാക്കി എല്ലാ ഒബ്ജക്റ്റും സെന്റിമീറ്റർ സൈസ് ആദ്യം പാർട്ടാണ്. അതാണ് നമ്മളൊരു സ്പേസിൽ പോകുന്നത്. മെത്തഡോളജിയുടെ സാഹചര്യങ്ങളെ ആരാണ് രണ്ടാമത് സ്റ്റാർലിങ്കിന്റെ പ്രോഗ്രാം ബിസിനസ് സൗണ്ടാണ്. അവൈലബിൾ ആണ്. അതുപോലെ ബിസിനസ് നമുക്ക് തന്നെ സാറ്റലൈറ്റ് നമുക്കിപ്പോൾ അത് ശരിക്കും ആലോചിക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമാണ്. പക്ഷേ ഇത്തവണ
Thank you for the very lecture. I associate Iyengar Lecture. He was the man behind the program to VSSC. And immediately after that, our institution faced a lot of sanctions from the Western world, regarding the war of American business. The first we have several institutions like nuclear programs and space programs. Only those are good programs in area of two institutions area of our expectations. We have a lot of other institutions like regional systems, borrowers. Could you comment on what is your success and what you need to be more successful?
The means delay you get a chance. See, one of the PhD program of 90% of PhD include ingredients for the water. ഇപ്പോൾ We started approaching our industry, and now we have at least 2 industries who are making evaluation tables. And they have just completed 1 year of successfully organizing your evaluation table. Everybody is still meeting your evaluations. So, they delay for. So, they also understood, but there are people who are doing business. So, many of them they are not wrong. So, this is the
what can tell us to develop our own technology. I think we should also support universities and also limit our collaboration with our universities. Maybe develop AI ourselves.
Collaboration is always a win-win situation. See, if they are advanced and the students are exposed to that, technology-wise they are exposed to the technology. But like JPL or such MIT, our university should provide, to become solution providers. Nobody is buying the problem to you. I want to rock the cancer. Please, very human. But there is no capability in our university to take that up. But technology is basic. അപ്പോൾ നമ്മുടെ ആ തത്ത പ്രോബ്ലങ്ങൾ പല So, how many universities can you even want to do a total solution program in universities? But the universities research also should be something like providing total solutions to such a problem. കറക്റ്റ് കഴിഞ്ഞിരിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ അതിൽ മോസ്റ്റ്ലി അപ്പോൾ അങ്ങനെ ഡിഗ്രി പ്രൊഫഷണൽ ഈ സ്പെസിഫിക് So you should shift towards degree profession and then you went back all other professions should stop. You will solution is to move towards degree profession. We are also which is degree.
Thank you so much, sir, for that such an enlightening lecture and also addressing our questions thoroughly. So now I request all the dignitaries to occupy their seats on that. As a token of gratitude, we would like to present a memento to the esteemed speaker, Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair. May I invite Professor P Sudheer, Executive Vice President, KSCST, to present the memento to Dr. S. Unnikrishnan Nair. To conclude today's session, I invite Dr. Thomas, Principal Scientist, KSCST, and convener at FTM 37 Kerala Science Conference to deliver the word of thanks.
Respected Chair, distinguished guests, invitees, faculty, as well as scientists from various institutions and students. We have come to the end of P Iyengar Memorial Lecture organized as a review to the 37th Kerala Science Congress. And it is a great pleasure to associate with the MG University for organizing this event. So let me move on to the duty entrusted to me. On behalf of Kerala State Council for Science, Technology and Environment, and as well as the organizing committee members of the 37th Kerala Science Congress, let me extend sincere gratitude to Professor T Aravindakumar, Honorable Vice Chancellor, MG University, Kottayam, for presiding the function. And of course also all the guidance and for agreeing to host the event at this university. Thank you so much, sir. Now we had an interesting and thought-provoking session by the Chief Guest of the day, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair, Director, Vikram Sarabhai Space Centre. Of course, he had enlightened us with the various accomplishments of ISRO and also the contributions of veterans, Iyengar as well as P and the various futuristic aspects of human space flight missions as well as manned mission systems, and the updates on the Gaganyaan, the intricacies and also the various issues and futuristic aspects of the life support system in connection with this space mission. So it was really wonderful, and we had an interesting interaction session, and he was very cordial for the interaction session also. So on behalf of the Kerala Science Congress and also on behalf of KSCST, let me place on record sincere appreciation and gratitude to the Chief Guest, Dr. Unnikrishnan Nair. Now it's my formal duty to thank Executive Vice President of KSCT, Professor Sudheer, and also the President of the Kerala Science Congress. Thank you so much, sir, for support and guidance. And though in absence, I also would like to take some record sincere thanks to Dr. A. Sabu, Member Secretary, Kerala State Council for Science Technology, and also the General Convener of Dr. S&T. And we had Dr. V. Gopalakrishnan, as she mentioned, my friend as well, the Registrar of MG University, for welcoming this program, welcome to the audience. Though in absence, let me thank her. And I also would like to present sincere thanks to the Director of Environmental School of Environmental Sciences, Dr. Mahesh, and also the coordinator from MG University, Dr. Silas B. Associate Professor of School of Environmental Sciences, and his team members for providing all kinds of support for the effective coordination and smooth conduct of this program. And sincere thanks to the directors of our R&D centers, Dr. S. Pradeep from Valabhatani Garden Institute, Calicut. Then we have Dr. Sudheer from Director of Srinivasa Ramanujam Institute of Basic Sciences, and also scientists from ICCS Kottayam. And I would like to thank all the participants as well as faculty and directors from various departments of MG University, and also the media and for the technical team, and those who have joined through this live stream from our own institute. There are many participants who have attended the program. And finally, many thanks to the joint convener of this third Kerala Science Congress, Dr. Arvind, as well as my team members from KKSST. So thank you everyone.
Thank you, ma'am. With this, we draw curtains on the Iyengar Memorial Lecture. On behalf of the organizers, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for your valuable participation. We look forward to your continued support during the 37th Kerala Science Congress. Thank you all.